Get ready for the dictation in 3, 2, 1, start. We may have a certain theoretical approach to problems, but that does little good unless it is related to the practical aspects of reality. Our approach must be fashioned by a study of existing conditions and our objectives so that we can apply, if I may say so, the idealistic approach with the practical consideration of the problems prevailing in the country at a particular time. You will permit me to say that it is possible that our approach is a very limited one. It is possible that our approach derives from something static that belongs to the past and not so much from the proper appreciation of a situation that is changing and dynamic. Towards the end of your address, you referred in general terms to various objectives that we have. I suppose most of us would agree with those objectives, although, of course, some may go further than others. To say that we want greater wealth, higher standards of living, and greater production will not be contradicted. We have to achieve these objectives not merely mechanically but also in a social sense, which is very important. I have been driven almost against my will to the conclusion that material well being is just as important in human life as anything else. High standards of living are important and we must achieve them. But at the moment, it is absurd to talk of high standards in India where the lowest are sometimes lacking. We must have the basic necessaries of life and only then we can think of higher standards. Nevertheless, there is such a thing as the social condition of the organism or the individual or the group. Frankly speaking, when I see some of the very highly developed nations of the world, I admire them. I want to copy many of their methods and all that, but there is something about their methods which I think is not good for the individual or the group. The very things that have brought wealth and prosperity to the entire world, that is, the growth of technology, industrialization, and the rest, have also brought about the gradual and progressive turning of the human being into a machine. I think that is a very dangerous thing. We see the machine even in man's normal avocations. We see minds that have been so mechanized that they cannot think except in the narrow grooves laid for them. This process of mechanization is encouraged in a variety of ways. These include, to some extent, the modern methods of propaganda. While you make great progress in certain planes, you lose something which perhaps very valuable and very precious. I personally think that most of the world's ills that are today leading us to the verge of a terrible war are in the final analysis due to the growth of technology in a peculiar narrow way. There are wise men everywhere, but apart from them, we have men who are highly qualified in their special domains. If, however, they are taken out of their particular groove, they are almost completely ignorant of life and its ways and do not even know the most elementary facts of life as perhaps some simple person knows them. Stop. Thank you.